there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge.
Hey guys, welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween. To start this one off, I quickly sketched out all of the line work I would need with a white pencil. And then I started going in on the upper part of the face with a metallic gold water-activated face paint. Then from there, I just took a metallic blue water-activated paint and filled in the whole lower jaw area. To help prevent streaks, I did some crosshatch motions with the brush that just helped smooth out the color and make sure I got an even coverage. With those two colors in place, I then was able to move on to a powder blue color and start filling in the eye area as well as the mouth. Using a smaller brush here helped so that I was able to create different contours and cuts in the metal as if it was worn away and degraded a little bit. And once I had even coverage with that color, I then went in with a teal and the same metallic blue shade again and start adding a little bit more depth to the eye and mouth area by focusing these colors kind of near the outside where some shadows and reflect would be. If you apply these colors a little bit heavily, you can always just go over with your finger and quickly pat it out before it fully dries. I then also took my white water-activated paint and applied that to the center of both areas to give a little bit of a brighter glow from inside. While still having that white on my brush, I just kind of dry brushed it along all of the jaw lines and blue toned areas, helping create that kind of weathered metal look by just pulling my brush out in quick strokes. Following that with a black water activated paint and a very fine detail brush, I then went ahead and outlined all the areas where I wanted the metal pieces to separate and have an edge to them. I also filled in areas that I wanted to be a little bit darker, where light would not be glowing as much from the inside out, so I just filled that in as well with some of the black. This outlining part is where you can really help shape the different contours and that look of burnt metal that Ultron kind of has at this point. It especially is helpful around the eyes by just wiggling your brush and creating all the jagged edges. With that outline down, I then just took a matte black eyeshadow and started fading that in along all of the edges, blending slightly inwards where there would be a bit of shadow picking up, and then just letting it fade off into the colors we'd already built up. I continued a little bit more of the outlining along the jaw and then moved on to the shoulder pieces and chest area. The one shoulder has a red armor piece, so I just filled that in and then based out the other big plates of armors with some white, and then also mix the white and black together to create some gray tones to base out the other areas, such as along the neck where the different wiring and pistons are, and then along the other shoulders as well. I don't care too much about getting really good detail in the basing out stage. It just helps to lay down the big shapes that are important to the look. Looking at reference pictures definitely helps for this, and then just getting that idea for myself so I can move on later and fill that in. For the light in the chest piece, it's a lot of the same that was done for the eyes and mouth area, just starting with the powder blue tone and then filling in with white. And then to start working on detailing along the necks, I went in with the black water-activated paint and was able to start outlining things for myself.
No, there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast.
Again, this stage is really helpful for figuring out exactly where you want the different contours of all the pieces to go. As you can see, some of them I change around as I move and better define areas that I wasn't entirely sure about when I first sketched them in. You can also use it to start adding in little extra detailing. Here I just added in some extra wiring along the neck that would just read well when it's all shaded later. I also went back to that powder blue tone and kind of applied it to the lower areas of some of the pieces sitting behind the metal plating. I like this because I thought it would kind of look like the light that is underneath the chest would be glowing on some of the pieces that are within the actual robot. Then jumping back to that matte black shadow, I really started shading in everywhere along the neck and chest, especially all behind the metal plates. This really helps bring it to life a little bit more, gives it a little bit more dimension. You can figure out where you want things to be darker, and again, doing that dragging down motion that we kind of did with the jawline really helps give a more brushed metal effect. I also used what shadow I had on the brush to pull along the metal plating, again for that kind of weathered feel along all of the edges, and then also better defined the windows that are in the chest piece on the left side. For that, I mostly just use the shadow itself, but you of course can also redefine with the black water activated paint as well.
If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt.
I did a little bit of shading with the black shadow along the forehead just to create the raised shape that is visible on the robot design. And then I also just moved back to the shoulders and chest and filled in all of the negative space with the black water activated paint. From here, I took the white one more time and a fine detail brush again and went along all of the edges with it to create a highlight, but also more of an animated highlight. This will really help everything pop and stand out more, although it will make it look a little bit more graphic than highly realistic.
Yeah, shoot, yeah, shooting, yeah, shooting shots.
I finished up my last bit of shading along the shoulder piece, adding in some of that black shadow, the white outline, and then that was it for my Ultron Mach 1 makeup attempt. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will again see you tomorrow for 31 Days of Halloween. If you liked it, please share and subscribe. It means the world to me. But until next time, love you guys.